Hey, converted man here. I've decided that it's time for me to fix all the problems in society regarding abortion once and for all. Yes, I will address all the questions, all the nuances, all the different things and explain it in such a way that we'll all unify behind this particular idea that I'm going to express in this video. You can give me all the awards because nobody will disagree with me at all. Yes, I'm about to do all of that in this video. It's going to be amazing. Uh, yes, I'm not overreaching at all. All right. So I've drawn this in MS Paint ahead of time as part of my professional video presentation that will convince the world that my views about abortion are correct and everyone else is wrong. And yeah, here we go. Okay, so we've got the girl here saying my body, my choice, and then we've got this orange man, uh, not orange man for any particular reason. It's just he just happens to be orange, but he's saying that the life or even possible life must be protected, and then don't have sex if you don't want baby. And meanwhile the child's like, what about me? I don't get a say. And so here's the conundrum of all the problem here is that the woman has had sex at some point in time, and now they're with a child, and we need to do something about that. Either she might want to terminate that child, or she might want to keep it, but that's her choice to make. And the other person say, no, it isn't your choice to make. Nobody should have that choice. You look, you made the choice to have sex, therefore you must accept the consequences of that. You did the crime, now you must do the time. And here the crime was sex, and the time is the pregnancy until you have the baby, at which point you can give up the baby or whatever. We don't care, as long as you had it, as long as you kept it alive. That's what matters, because life matters. Your life is inconvenienced, but you still have a life, whereas the infant's life will be gone if you terminate it, and that would be bad, because we want to protect life, because life is valuable. And there's some questions to answer here, but let us just consider that this is the conundrum, by and large, and all agree that yes, this is the problem, right? Okay, all right. Hopefully, we've all agreed on that, because of course you did, because I'm right, and I can't possibly be wrong about anything that I say ever, and everybody should always agree with me, no matter what. All right. Okay. Yes. All right. So here's the questions to consider. Yes. When is it a human life? When should it not be allowed to? Talking about abortion, like, up to however many months into it or whatever. Why doesn't the father have any say in the matter? I mean, we gotta bring him into the conversation, right? And what about, here's the what abouts of rape and incest, or the woman's about to die, or birth defects that would cause a bad quality of life, i.e., there's no way in the world I'm going to pronounce that word right. And plus, this is where you're born without a brain. Okay, that's what that is. Okay, who is held responsible if the law is broken? The mom, the doctor, the hospital, everybody. I don't know. And then what happens to the child after the birth? These are all questions that I'm going to completely and utterly ignore. And here's why. Okay, doesn't matter when it's a human life. It's a life, and life is valuable. And when is it? Well, it doesn't matter how far along it's. If it's in your body, then it's still your body, and therefore it is your choice what happens to whatever happens to be inside of your body. Whether it's alive or not, it's irrelevant, because it's inside of you. You have then dominion over whatever's in you. Basically, you are God of the universe inside of your own body. So you get to decide whether the things inside of you live or die. Um, okay, so that there you go. And then the father, well, there was a participation that they had, and yes, some of the DNA is theirs, but ultimately they don't have to carry the dang thing, so they don't really get to say much. They don't get to say anything. Let's be honest. Who cares? Yeah. Look. You did your part. We don't care. But I don't want to keep the baby. Doesn't matter. I don't want to keep the baby. Doesn't matter. Not your choice to make. You get no say in the matter. That's just how it is. Okay. Because it's not in your body. Okay. That's why. It's not your body. Okay. A part of your body was involved in the process, and that part is finished and done, and now you get no say. Yeah, it's like, but what about the DNA that I contributed? It's not. Well, it doesn't matter because it's inside the other person's body now, and now they control that. You gave up the rights to that DNA. Even if you patented it, it's now theirs. It's so that's it. Okay, so what about the rape or the incest or the woman? It doesn't matter. Life is the most valuable thing of all. So we want to protect it. Now, okay, the woman's about to die. Now, here's the true conundrum that faces the absolutist pro life argument is that what if it's a choice between the woman and the baby? If you can only save one, which one do you save? And well, life is valuable. You save both. You can't save both. You have to pick one of them's gonna die. Which one dies? The one, the woman's had an experience, she's had a life, so she has to go, or the baby goes, so then the woman has a chance to give birth again, and hopefully then it won't turn out that she'll die the next time around. And so we give a different person a potential chance to live. But for sure, this person is with us right here, right now. So we keep that. And people go, well, it's so rare that happens. Well, okay, yes, but what's the answer? Because if you're saying that all life matters, then you have to have an answer to what you do in that situation. And if you don't, then you didn't really mean that all life matters because you didn't have an answer for that particular set of question. But just because I don't have the answer doesn't mean that whatever. But no, you should have an answer to that. What's my answer? I don't have an answer. That's why I'm asking the questions. Okay. What about the birth defect? Now, some people, again, will say, well, life matters no matter what. Okay, yeah, they're born without a brain. That's very sad. They're only going to live a limited amount of time. That's very sad, too. But they at least get to live. They didn't even know that they were alive because if you don't have a brain, you don't know anything. You're not going to live very long. The quality of life is not going to be very good, but at least you were alive for a while. And that's what mattered, again, for the extreme lifeist out there, that would be the most valued, or that this would be like, if we allow this exception, then the slippery slope kicks in, and we don't want that. So we got to say yes to life at all costs, and no to termination at all costs. And the other side is the other way around. We have to say it's permissible to kill the life at any time as long as it's inside of you. Okay, well, what if the head is poking out? Then it's not that part's not inside of you. Can you kill the part that's still inside of you? Like how does that work? Like, is this a gateway? Because that's just a legitimate question. Like, okay, let's say a foot is sticking out, right? Because you have a birth breach thing where you get the foot instead of the and that's wrong, and it's really hard to give a birth that way. So you have one foot sticking out. It's like, okay, this is bad. You got to reach in there and turn the baby around, and it's very complicated to get the baby out, right? But the foot is now no longer inside the person, so they can't terminate the foot. But they could, hypothetically, since what's inside of them is still their domain, they could say, look, terminate the rest of it. You keep the foot, but the rest is mine to kill. So is it too late now? Like okay, but then the head's sticking out, that's alive. But if you take anything else, then the head won't be alive. So then you can't kill what's inside, because what's inside then would affect what's outside. So I think that even the one that's the most extreme case of that you can terminate up to any time would say that once you are in the process of giving birth, that then, because of the vagueness and ambiguity there, that once you are in the process and any amount is sticking out, that it's too late then. But what about moments before that? Could they terminate the pregnancy any moment before that? And then how far back does that go? And what's reasonable there? And well, that's a conversation to have and a question to answer. Do I have the answer to the question? Of course not. That's why I'm making the video. But also, I'm unifying everybody to agree with my position, which I haven't given yet, which I will have a solution to all of this. Yes, of course I will, eventually. So who's responsible? Okay, so it's already illegal. Okay, so who's held responsible? The mom, the doctor, the hospital, all I say everybody, all of it, everyone. If the law is broken, then everybody involved at every single step of that should be held responsible and to the most extreme penalty of law. And since we don't care what happens to life at that point, because I mean, they demonstrated that they're willing to kill. We should just kill them. That will show them, and that will be a really bad penalty, and then nobody will do it. And in fact, it's not good enough. We should hang them upside down and for a while, and then kill them. Or maybe we should torture them like publicly. Yeah, that will show them. Yeah, that will teach them a lesson, and that will really dissuade people from breaking that law. Yeah, yeah. As far as what happens to the child after birth, the pro-lifers don't care about that. It's born. It's oh, you can give it to adoption, whatever. Okay, yeah, the adoption system's broken. That doesn't matter. It's alive. It doesn't matter what happens next. All right. So now my solution to all of this is um uh, so what you do is and then um uh okay so okay, artificial wombs. There you go. Yeah, yeah. And then see, you transfer the fetus to the artificial womb, then it's not in the woman, and then it's no longer her choice what happens to it, and then it's alive, and then nobody's really satisfied, but nobody's really unsatisfied either. But then what if in transferring it to the artificial womb you wind up killing it? Well, then you have to upgrade the science. But religion is against science, and religion is often co-joined with the idea of protecting life. So religion will be against the idea of an artificial womb because that wouldn't be natural. So they wouldn't want the artificial womb. They are pro against having sex, so they'd have a law then that says prevent the sex because the sex is the problem. And then how do we? So then we negate sex, or no, we negate that birth can happen because of sex, and then that would be the answer. And then and who enacts that then? But then how do we make sure that everybody's taking that? Well, then we still need uh laws and regulations about that. So that's a problem. Um, and then who decides that? Okay, so every state decides, but then I've heard and read that states have trigger laws, and they've already decided that they're going to outlaw X, Y, and Z. Well, wait a minute. What happened to voting? Like, don't we have to vote for these things? I don't know. Apparently not. States are just like, no, we're going to do this. Well, then you vote out those people and you vote in other people. But most people in my state don't want this. Well, then I guess you move to a different state then. And then something involving camping happened. I've heard about this, and that now that's complicated. What about what if the infant goes to the immortal realm afterwards? Then that's good, yeah. And then but that would be the Pascal's baby wager, and then well, forget about that. But then it's still not your thing to terminate life. Is it? And then well, what if it's not a human? Then it doesn't matter. Well, but then that. So then the solution is um, obviously to to do what would the lobster do? Yes, that's it. We have to turn to the lobsterist because that's been the divine inspiration that will help guide us through this troubling time. It doesn't say anything about abortion and the lobsterist. No. Shit. Well, you know, just because. I mean, uh, okay. So then So you vote in the you. Oh God. Uh, okay, so maybe I don't have a solution per se, but the fact is that I have questions, and you will have the answers. See, aha, see, then you'll unify by all answering my questions, and then once I have those answers, then I can put together the video that will unify us all and be the thing that fixes all this problem for sure. So that will be part 2 once I get all the answers from everybody in the world. I'm sure they'll all agree with each other as well. Right? What? What's that? My director is saying that this was a bad idea and I shouldn't publish the video. Why? Okay. Well, he's swearing at me now. So I'll see you next time. But I'm sure that nobody will disagree with this video. This is a difficult. Can logic even solve this problem? No. No. You should have told me that before I started making the video. It's a serious problem. I didn't say it wasn't a serious. You're acting like it's not serious. I did not. I'm not acting like it's not serious. I mean, I don't know what to do with it. It's a problem. What do I do? Oh well. Thanks for watching.